Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many interesting stories out there about the economy. It's almost like it is just unbelievable the things that are going on. So now we know it's primarily red states that have decided, the governors decided to end the pandemic jobless aid early. It was really supposed to go on until September. And later, I got another story because an economist is saying that is a fatal mistake. The economy is already in bad shape now. When you take that away, there's going to be less money flowing through the economy. And at this particular time, that is a huge mistake. But hey, let the high IQ people handle this. They got this, y'all. They got this. Just like they had COVID. you know, we saw how good they were with it, right? So they're going to be equally as good in tearing down this economy. A shoo-in right now. So this is NPR, and this is June 3rd, 2021. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio for you from NPR.
The unemployment rate in this country went up slightly in the most recent report. It went up, even though many employers say they're desperate for people to work, which raises a question. Are people parking for a while with generous benefits? That, at least, is what some Republican lawmakers have maintained. Dan Alpert, a senior fellow in macroeconomics and finance at Cornell, does not entirely disagree, but he offers a different idea of what it means in the New York Times. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Why do you think some people are not returning to work?
Well, we've got three problems. We are paying substantial federal benefits to the unemployed. Roughly, on average, across the country, that comes out to about $750 a week in benefits, including the state benefits and the federal supplement. And for the next 12 to 13 weeks, employers in low-income sectors will have problems getting the unemployed who are still receiving these payments back to work. It's just common sense. If you're paying $500 a week to your employers, you're not going to get somebody who's receiving $750 in benefits back to work. And so, I guess the good news there, it's a great time to be a teenager looking for a summer job. The problem is this only goes on for the next 12 to 13 weeks. On the other hand, we're going to be seeing about 15 million people who are receiving in total about $10 billion in federally subsidized benefits, losing these benefits over this period of time. Now, hopefully the economy is opening up and they'll be able to find jobs. But as a practical matter, if we terminate those benefits earlier, as many Republicans have suggested, what we're going to be doing is bringing forward, a contraction in spending. And that's really going to be a problem for people going forward, not just for the households, but for the local economies as well.
I wonder if what you're driving at is not that unemployment benefits are too high, but that wages are too low.
Well, that's exactly the point, because the jobs that remain unfilled in the economy are collectively concentrated amongst 45 million jobs that we've been overly dependent upon that pay $750 a week or less. And on average, those 45 million jobs pay only $500. So you're talking about spending that's going on in the economy to the extent of this $10 billion a week that's going to be eliminated when these people resume those low-income jobs. And that's a big problem for the recovery from the pandemic.
Oh, you're saying that as people return to work, the economy could in some ways get worse to the extent that it's supported by spending.
Exactly. That is the problem that faces us this fall. And then there's another problem. We're talking about 15 million people, some of whom were self-employed before the crisis, who are receiving these benefits. Well, you better hope that there are enough jobs from both third-party employers and people who employ self-employed and freelance workers to re-employ these people at decent wages in order to replace that $10 billion a week in transfers that are going to households that you got to assume at the level that people make $750 a week, they're spending pretty much all that money into the economy. So to the extent that you remove that money, you're effectively removing that money to the economy. And that's what I say to the Republican governors who are talking about curtailing these benefits early. You're basically putting a gun to your head and pulling the trigger. It makes no sense.
In just a few seconds, is there a special problem for parents here and especially women who are struggling to get back into the labor force while probably still doing extra childcare at this point?
Well, that obviously that sounds like a reasonable argument, but Jason Furman recently did a paper where he did some analytics to actually look into that issue. And as it turns out, that's not really the cause of the problem that we're having right now. The cause of the problem is quite simple. We're paying $750 in federal benefits.
And that's not enough. Okay, gotta stop you there. Dan Alpert of Cornell.
Okay. So, yes, I mean, cutting that extra 300 when your economy has not even gotten off the ground, it is definitely going to make everything worse. And as I told y'all before in another video, you cannot bring back this economy with a bunch of low-wage jobs. It is not going to work. So, as you can see, America is, I think they're in this euphoric state. When people want to just make believe things are right, and I guess they want the rest of us to make believe right along with them. Well, I don't live in make believe world. I live in reality. I can't join you there. So it is going to be a steep hill in these coming months. And I do agree with them. If you don't see any improvement, at least by fall, America is is really going to be in free fall. They got to have a certain amount of money flowing through this country, like he said, every week. Or otherwise, if that amount drops, it's going to just be counterproductive in many cases, and it's going to cause many of these businesses to fold. They're not going to be making the money they want to make and have enough employees. And look, y'all, it seems like it's all over the news where many of these places that are offering low wages, they're saying absolutely no one is coming to even apply for the jobs. So the few people they got, that's how they've been working every day. Extended hours, and people, and that's not good when you have a family or you have small kids and you're working all these extended hours and the job don't even pay well. Nah, that's never a good thing. But look, we are in the hands of the high IQ. Okay? And what they say goes, y'all. We saw how well they did with COVID. Do you trust them with a bad economy? I sure don't. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.